Jack and the Bear Mountains, Islas in Giza, A Bear Mountain Adventure. Prologue, Cairo, Egypt, 1929. The British archaeologist died with his boots half submerged in black water. Professor Edwin Vail hung crooked over the edge of the excavation shaft beneath Giza, one trembling hand still wrapped around the brass lantern chain bolted into the limestone wall. Blood dripped from his nose onto stone older than memory. Below him, deep beneath the pyramid foundations, the chamber breathed. Not metaphorically, the chamber physically breathed. A slow, mechanical inhalation rolled through the dark every 17 seconds. The Egyptian workers refused to descend again. Vail did not blame them. He had seen the thing, seen the impossible black tablet standing upright at the center of the underground vault like a tombstone waiting for civilization itself. The symbols etched into it glowed faint amber beneath the lantern light. Not hieroglyphs, numbers, strings, geometric sequences, and one repeating symbol, a strange eye-shaped insignia carved beside ancient markings dated 589 BC. Vail wiped dust from the center of the stone. 3 letters emerged, XRP. The chamber inhaled again. Then every lantern in the shaft exploded simultaneously. The tablet disappeared. Chapter 1. Bear Mountain, Nagano, 1977. The mountain smelled of pine smoke, diesel, and cold iron. Jack Rennell split cedar beside the workshop while snow drifted sideways across the valley like ash from a distant war. The axe rose and fell in measured rhythm, crack, crack, crack. Inside the shed, Steve Juggs fought a carburetor with a hammer. "Thing's possessed," Steve muttered. "What do you mean?" Chowder asked. "I mean if this carburetor had legs, I'd shoot it." Dogballs laughed from the tractor roof, where he sat welding chain hooks beneath a floodlight. Paul Rennell descended through the snow, carrying a canvas dispatch satchel. That radio operator from Tokyo finally got through. Jack kept splitting wood. And Paul tossed the envelope onto the stump. Egypt. That made Jack stop. Not visibly, but enough. Megumi stepped from the workshop carrying enamel mugs of coffee. Her dark eyes moved instantly to the envelope. She noticed the seal first, a black triangle, an eye. Then the date, 589 BC. Her expression changed almost imperceptibly. "That symbol again," she said quietly. Jack opened the envelope. Inside, a faded photograph, an underground chamber, a black stone tablet, 3 glowing letters, XRP. On the back, handwritten in hurried ink, "They found it again. Cairo. Come now. Don't trust anyone." Then another line, "The ledger is not human." Wind rolled down the mountain. Far away, thunder moved through the northern Alps. Jack stared at the photograph. He had seen the symbol once before, years earlier, during a classified recovery operation in Laos, buried beneath a jungle temple beside machinery nobody could explain. The same eye, the same impossible geometry, the same letters, XRP. The same letters. XRP. Chapter 2. Cairo heat hit them like furnace exhaust when the DC-3 touched down. Cairo roared. Engines, camel bells, Arabic prayers drifting over rooftops, military trucks, dust, flies. The city moved like a living organism trying to consume itself. Jack stepped from the aircraft wearing a sweat-darkened field shirt and battered fedora. Steve immediately hated the heat. "This place smells like a dead radiator." "What do you mean?" Chowder asked. "I mean Satan's armpit." Their contact waited beside a faded green Land Rover. Professor Miriam Al-Khatib, archaeologist, historian, smuggler when necessary. Her face looked exhausted. "You shouldn't have come," she said. Jack lit a cigarette. "You sent the letter." "I sent the warning." She handed him another photograph. This one showed armed men entering the catacombs beneath Giza, mercenaries, European-made rifles, night vision gear, and leading them, Victor Hale, financier, industrialist, collector of forbidden things, the kind of man who bought governments the way other men bought cigars. Beside him walked Karim Baroud, former intelligence officer, assassin, ghost. Megumi studied the photo. "They already know where the chamber is." Professor Miriam nodded. "And they think the tablet is a financial system." Jack exhaled smoke. "It isn't?" Miriam looked toward the pyramids rising through the desert haze. "No." She swallowed hard. "I think it's a map." Chapter 3. The chamber beneath Giza. The entrance lay hidden beneath a collapsed Ottoman cistern west of the pyramids. Jack descended first. Rope, lantern, revolver. The shaft dropped nearly 200 feet through ancient stone, slick with condensation. Below them, darkness swallowed sound. Then came the breathing. Steve froze halfway down the ladder. You hear that? The chamber inhaled. Low, mechanical, massive. Paul whispered, "That ain't air." The underground vault opened suddenly beneath them, and every man stopped moving. The chamber was impossible. Perfect black stone walls, no visible tool marks, no seams, no mortar. At the center stood the tablet, 7 feet high, smooth as obsidian, glowing softly. XRP. The letters pulsed faintly beneath layers of ancient mathematical carvings. Megumi approached slowly, the symbols reflected in her eyes. Jack, what? These aren't numbers. She touched the surface. Instantly the chamber awakened. Amber light surged through the floor. Symbols ignited across the walls. Geometric constellations spun overhead. The room began projecting moving patterns into the air, like calculations. No, predictions, economic systems, population movements, wars, resource transfers, civilizations rising and collapsing, all flowing through one invisible network. Chowder stared upward. Sweet mother of barbecue sauce. Megumi's breathing sharpened. It's modeling human behavior. Jack stepped closer. For what? The tablet emitted another pulse, then symbols rearranged themselves into modern language. Ledger system active. Paul backed away. That thing's alive. No, Megumi whispered. Worse. She stared at the equations. It understands us. Then gunfire erupted above. The mercenaries had arrived. Capture 4. The men with dead eyes. Bullets shattered limestone. Lanterns exploded. The chamber plunged into chaos. Victor Hale descended the upper staircase, flanked by mercenaries, wearing desert combat rigs. Karim Baroud moved beside him like a panther, silent, precise, cold. Victor smiled when he saw the tablet. My God! Jack drew his revolver. Victor barely noticed. You know what this is? Victor said. No, it's control. The tablet projected another wave of symbols across the chamber. Financial systems, military logistics, global energy routes, communication networks. Victor laughed softly. Every civilization in history failed because humans cannot transfer trust efficiently. Steve blinked. What the hell does that mean? Victor looked almost emotional. It means whoever controls this controls the future. Kareem suddenly moved, fast. A blade flashed. Jack barely blocked the strike. Steel rang through the chamber. Then the fight exploded. Steve slammed a mercenary into a pillar hard enough to crack stone. Dogballs fired a shotgun one-handed while dragging Chowder behind cover. Paul extinguished the chamber lights with precise pistol fire. Darkness swallowed everything. Only the tablet remained glowing. Jack and Kareem fought across the illuminated symbols. Knife, counter, blood. Kareem smiled during combat. That unsettled Jack more than the blade. You have no idea what this machine can do, Kareem whispered. Jack drove him backward into the wall. Neither do you. Then the chamber inhaled again. Only this time, something answered from below. A sound, deep beneath the floor, ancient, mechanical, awake. Every man froze. Kareem's confidence vanished instantly. The machine continued, began collapsing immediately. Massive stone plates shifted. Amber conduits exploded. Water thundered through lower tunnels. Kareem opened fire. Jack tackled Megumi behind a pillar. Steve charged directly through the gunfire, roaring like a locomotive. Dogballs hurled dynamite into the central bridge. The explosion split the chamber in half. Victor screamed. Kareem vanished into collapsing darkness. The machine pulsed brighter. Reset protocol active. Megumi grabbed Jack's arm. It's trying to trigger a global systems cascade. What does that mean? It means every digital trust network on Earth could collapse simultaneously. Steve blinked. What the hell's a digital trust network? No time! Chowder pointed upward. The ceiling's coming down. The bare mountains sprinted through collapsing corridors, while the ancient city tore itself apart beneath Egypt. Floodwaters surged behind them. Stone shattered. Amber light flickered violently through the darkness. Jack reached the final shaft first. Paul climbed. Megumi followed. Steve physically shoved Chowder upward one-handed. Then the chamber inhaled one final time and died. The explosion beneath Giza erupted like buried thunder. The desert shook. Columns of dust blasted skyward from hidden fissures around the pyramids. Jack dragged himself onto the surface beneath moonlight. Cairo's sirens wailed in the distance. Behind them, the desert slowly settled, as if the earth itself had closed its mouth again. Megumi sat silently beside the crater. Jack lit a cigarette. Nobody spoke for a long time. Finally, Steve muttered, "So, XRPs from space. What do you mean?" Chowder asked. Steve stared toward the pyramids. "I mean, I'm buying more." For the first time all night, Jack laughed, but only briefly, because far beneath the sands of Egypt, one amber light still glowed, watching, calculating, waiting, and somewhere in the darkness below the dead city, a mechanical voice quietly repeated, "Ledger survival protocol preserved."